Okay, Walker. So we're going to look at journal page 46, multiplying rational expressions. Multiply rational expression steps. Step 1, factor the numerator and denominator. Step 2, divide factors to become 1. All right, let's take a look at example number 1. Find the product in any excluded values, okay? So the numerator is already factored. So we have x times x minus 3 divided by, we can factor out a 5 from each of these, which leaves 5 parentheses x minus 3 times x plus 8. Okay. This divides and becomes 1. So you're left with x divided by 5 times x plus 8. So this equals x divided by 5 times x plus 8. Now, for the excluded values, we set 5x minus 15 equal to 0 and x plus 8 equal to 0. So you basically set the denominator equal to 0. Okay? So we add 15 to both sides. You get 5x equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. X equals 3. Subtract 8 from both sides. X equals negative 8. All right, go ahead and finish up example number 1. Let's take a look at example number 2. Find the product in any excluded values. Okay, so we're going to factor the numerator, and it looks like we can factor out a 5 and an x, which leaves x plus 4 times 12x divided by 6 times x plus 4. Okay, this becomes 1. You're left with 5x times 12x is 60x squared divided by 6, which reduces to be 10x squared. Okay. Now, for the excluded values, we set 6 times x plus 4 equal to 0. So you set the denominator equal to 0. Okay. Well, we divide both sides by 6. 6 divided by 6 divides and becomes 1. So then you're left with x plus 4 equal to 0. Subtract 4 from both sides. X equals negative 4. Okay, go ahead and finish up example 2. All right, example 3. Find the products and any excluded values. Okay, so we're going to factor the numerator first. So that's parentheses, x and x. And let's just go ahead and move the 7 to the front. Okay, now we need to figure out what numbers multiply to give you negative 15 combined to be 2. Okay, since the middle number is positive, the bigger number is positive. So negative 1 times 15 is negative 15. Negative 1 plus 15 is 14. That doesn't work. Negative 2 doesn't work. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. So we have our negative 15 and our 2. So our factors are x minus 3, x plus 5. okay, divided by okay. We can factor out a 13. I'm almost certain from 65, but we can use our calculator to do that. If we do 65 divided by 13 is 5. So that becomes 13 times x plus 5. And then we need to factor this with two parentheses. X and x makes x squared. We need to figure out what numbers multiplied to give you negative 6 combined to be negative 1. Since the middle number is negative, the bigger number is negative. So 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. 1 minus 6 is negative 5. That doesn't work. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So we have negative 6 and negative 1. So that's x plus 2, x minus 3. Now, we want to put any like terms on top of each other so we can divide them and become 1. So 7x minus 3 times x plus 5. We're just going to write that as is. Okay. Now, I'm not canceling these. I'm just moving them or shading them out so I know I've got them. So 13 goes right here. So we're done with that. Shading out so I know what I have left. X minus 3 can go here. So x minus 3. So we're done with that. Do we have an x plus 5? Yep, we have an x plus 5 here. Okay. And then the last thing is x plus 2. Okay. The reason we did that is because this divides and becomes 1. This divides and becomes 1. So we're left with, this by the way isn't 11. This would be 1 times 1, which 1 times 1 is still just 1. Okay. So that's equals 7 divided by 13 times x plus 2. Okay. All right, go ahead and finish it. All right. Now, for the excluded values, we need to set 13 times x plus 5 equal to 0, x plus 2 equal to 0, and x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay? So we're going to divide 13 by both sides here. This divides and becomes 1. You're left with x plus 5 equal to 0. Subtract 5 from both sides. X equals negative 5. Subtract 2 from both sides. X equals negative 2. And add 3 to both sides. X equals 3. All right, go ahead and finish up the example. Start working on the assignment and have a wonderful Wildcat day.